Now for our next task, we have these three items here that comprise our account lockout policy settings. And it's these also that can be a little confusing because of the way they're worded. So let's step through all of these and how you might configure them. The first of which is this account lockout duration value, which is defined as a number of minutes that essentially how long will you be locked out should you enter in your password incorrectly a certain number of times. So let's say you set the other counter to 3 times and you enter in your password incorrectly 3 times. Well, this value will determine the number of minutes that you'll have to wait until you end up being able to re-enter or reattempt your password again. That brings us to our second setting down here, which is the account lockout threshold. Most security requirements mandate that you set this to some low number of invalid logon attempts, 3, 5, or so. What this means is that if a person enters in their password 3 times or 5 times or whatever the value is here, they're going to get locked out. They will then be locked out for however number of minutes you configure for the top value up here. So 30 minutes is the amount of time until they can reattempt to log in with their username and password. But it's the third item down here that I think gets people most confused, which is when you'll reset the account lockout timer. Now, this account lockout timer or account lockout counter here defines the number of minutes in which a person needs to enter in incorrectly their password before the account gets locked out. So let's just say, for example, that you set the number of lockout attempts to 3. The value here determines within how many minutes that person must mistype their password for the lockout to occur. Then once that lockout occurs, it's the second timer up here, the lockout duration, which begins to determine how long they're locked out before they can reattempt to log in again.